The Great Fall Festival Adventure in Changinfang Forest. Deep in the Changinfang Forest, where the trees wore coats of red, orange, and gold, the misty pond trail sparkled under the crisp autumn sun. Every year, the fairies and gnomes of the forest threw the Fall Festival of Leaves and Harvest, a magical party filled with laughter, treats, and piles of crunchy leaves. By the misty pond, fairy lanterns glowed like tiny stars, and gnome tables groaned under heaps of pumpkin pies and apple tarts. Twinkle the fairy, with her glittery wings and a crown of maple leaves, zipped around, hanging garlands of acorns. "This festival's going to be the leafiest yet," she giggled, doing a loop-de-loop in the air. Giggles the gnome, with his pointy red hat and a beard full of leaf bits, was busy stacking pumpkins into a wobbly tower. "Why did the pumpkin go to school?" he called out, grinning. "To get a little bolder." Twinkle snorted, nearly dropping her garland, and the other fairies and gnomes roared with laughter. But as the festival was about to begin, disaster struck. The golden acorn, a magical nut that made the leaves glow and the harvest extra yummy, was supposed to sit in the center of the festival clearing. It was the heart of the celebration. But when Twinkle flew to fetch it from its hiding spot in an old oak, she gasped. "It's gone." A mischievous breeze known as Breezy McSneeze had swept through the forest and snatched the golden acorn, scattering it somewhere along the misty pond trail. Without it, the festival would be dull. No glowing leaves, no extra sweet apples, no magic at all. "We've got to find it," said Twinkle, her wings buzzing with determination. Giggles adjusted his hat and grabbed his trusty walking stick. "Let's go, Twinkle. This is an adventure for Team Fairy Gnome." The crowd cheered, and off they went, with a few tiny fairies and chubby gnomes trailing behind for support. The Misty Pond Trail was a twisty path lined with misty air and piles of leaves that crunched underfoot. Twinkle and Giggles searched high and low. They peeked under toadstools, where a sleepy frog told them, "Ribbit, no acorns here, but try the giggleberry bush." Giggles chuckled. "Why don't frogs play hide and seek? They're too good at croaking the clues." At the giggleberry bush, they found a clue, a shiny leaf with a tiny breeze-shaped mark. "Breezy McSneeze was here," Twinkle said, zooming ahead. The trail led to a giant pile of leaves, so tall it tickled the clouds. "Maybe the acorn's in there," Giggles said. He dove in head first, only to pop out covered in leaves, looking like a walking haystack. "Leave me alone, I'm fabulous," he joked, shaking leaves everywhere. The fairies giggled so hard they nearly fell out of the air, but no acorn. The trail curved toward the misty pond where the water shimmered like a mirror. There, floating on a lily pad, was Breezy McSneeze, tossing the golden acorn up and down like a toy. "Oh, ho!" Breezy laughed. "This shiny nut's too fun to give back." Twinkle fluttered forward, hands on her hips. "Breezy, the festival needs that acorn. Without it, no glowy leaves or yummy harvest treats." Giggles stepped up, twirling his stick. "Yeah, and no one wants a pie that tastes like plain old dirt. Hand it over." Breezy smirked but offered a deal. "Race me around the pond. If you win, you get the acorn. If I win, I keep it." Twinkle and Giggles nodded. This was their chance. The race was on. Breezy zoomed like a gust of wind, but Twinkle's wings sparkled as she darted through the air. Giggles, though wobbly on his short legs, rolled down hills like a barrel, shouting, "Why did the gnome run so fast?" "To leave the competition behind." The fairies and gnomes on the sidelines cheered, tossing handfuls of leaves like confetti. It was neck and neck until Twinkle had an idea. She whispered to Giggles, who grabbed a pile of leaves and tossed them high. The leaves swirled, confusing Breezy, who sneezed, "Achoo!" and slowed down. Twinkle zipped past, and Giggles tumbled across the finish line, landing in a splash of pond water. "We won!" they shouted. Breezy, still sneezing, handed over the golden acorn. "Fine, you're faster than me," he grumbled, but he smiled. "Can I come to the festival?" Twinkle grinned. "Only if you promise not to steal anything else." Breezy nodded, and they all headed back. The festival was a blast. The golden acorn glowed, making the leaves shimmer like a rainbow. Fairies danced in the air, gnomes juggled apples, and everyone ate so many pies they had to roll home. Giggles told one last joke. Why do leaves fall? They're just too tired to hang on. The crowd roared, and even Breezy laughed. As the moon rose over Changinfang Forest, Twinkle and Giggles sat by the misty pond, munching leftover tarts. Best festival ever, Twinkle said. Giggles nodded. And the best adventure, too. With the golden acorn safe and the forest glowing, the fairies and gnomes knew they'd talk about this fall festival for years to come. And so, the Changinfang Forest sparkled happily ever after.